Welcome back. It's Andrew, your crypto guy on the internet, and I'm going to give you something easy that you can use at the start of every new month for a quick win to get you ahead. Now, this is the move I've been making at the start of each month for the past 7 months in a row, and it's why I finish so well in LevX trading tournaments. It's because I start strong using this easy setup. And it doesn't require any indicators, okay? Although they always help. The beginning of the month has a high likelihood move that you are going to chart out yourself. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's Bitcoin, like a blank Bitcoin chart. But you can do this on anything. So I'm going to do it on Bitcoin, and then we'll do one on Solana or Fartcoin or something, so you can see that it works on anything. 3 things need to happen. You're on the daily chart, okay? Not some other time frame. The daily. On the 1 day, right here, about 5 icons down on the left side, you're going to go down to anchored VWAP. Anchored VWAP. You hit that, and then you hit the magnet to make sure it sticks to the day that I click on. And then I'm going to find the day that I got to click on. And in this case, it would be April 1st. Now, we're about to start May 1st. But I need the previous month's anchored VWAP on the chart, which sounds difficult, but watch how easy this is. So if we're about to start May 1st, I need April 1st on there. So I'm going to find April 1st. There it is. Boop, and click it. And it just gave me the main anchored VWAP line. It's a dynamic line. Now, mine's very simple. It's only the line I need. But if this is the first time you've ever used this tool, you're going to see all kinds of extra lines. So let me show you what you would see. Under settings, you would have a lot of this stuff turned on by default. You don't have to do any of that. Instead, match my setup. Under inputs, make sure it's standard. This first one, and then your source, it might be something else. We want OHLC4, all right? Just match my setup right here. Under style, uncheck all of this crap. You don't need any of it except for the VWAP line. That's where I'm putting my money. And visibility, none of this matters. Who cares? What tends to happen, and it's happened 7 months in a row that I've been doing this, but high probability in general, is when you start a new month, the first thing that happens within the first couple of days, the first week, and we'll backtest this too, is you retest the previous month's anchored VWAP line. So in this case, oh boy, Bitcoin's at 94,000, people online saying it's going to 100K. Not right away. It's actually more likely that you come down and retest wherever this line ends up being, which in this case, you'd be taking like a 10% drop to start off May. All right? Now, this line will move. It's dynamic, so the longer it takes, this line will continue to move upward, and then price action will meet it. And it's going to meet it at some point. So we do have something interesting that's kind of throwing a wrench in things. We have May 7th, the Fed meeting that happens. And this is the one where Jerome Powell comes out and he says, I'm going to lower interest rates by 25 basis points, or he's going to do nothing. So I'm going to mark that on our chart on the 7th here, that red line. So it looks like you come down here, you bop off that anchored VWAP, wherever it ends up being, 85, 86,000, 84,000, somewhere around there. You can overshoot it and then get pulled back into it. You can overshoot it and just die, or you bounce off it because Jerome Powell says, hey, guess what? I'm cutting interest rates. And then you get that jump upwards, okay? So that's what it looks like for May. But at this point, up until here, I have a high likelihood of what's going to happen. After we touch this line, I have no idea. And we're just going to play it day by day. But each month, my target is to touch the previous month's anchored VWAP. And in that case, that means I'm opening a fatty short. Now, sometimes the anchored VWAP line is above you, okay? And so you start the new month by you long into it. And so let's backtest this a little bit. What about previous months? Prove it, Andrew, prove it. Okay, no problem. So when April 1st was about to happen, I go, I need to know what's my first target. And so I went back to March. March 1st and slapped a VWAP on it. Let's make that a different color for reference. Okay, so here's the March anchored VWAP. And the beginning of April 1st, let's make that blue, was this blue line. And look at how fast it retouched the turquoise line, the March one. So the second day, April 2nd, boop, we wigged right through it. It didn't waste any time. So let's try to zoom in a little here. I didn't make much, but it was easy. So I actually jumped in like the night before and just longed from here right to the target of the VWAP. It was 2.6% times 12x leverage is what I was doing. All right, and it did go further than that, but I had my take profit right away. I just wanted an easy win to start the month. But since I do this each month, I have high confidence in it. So I ran high leverage. It was a pretty decent position size. But then let's do it again. I did it the month before that as well. Let me go back to the daily and set this up for us. So when March 1st is coming around, I go, I got to see February. What happened February 1st? Set my VWAP there. Boop. And we'll make that this color, different color. All right. When in March did it retest the February anchored VWAP? Look at that. March 2nd. It flash wicked all the way up to it. And boy, was that nice. I don't want to show off, but I was a very happy guy back here. Where the heck is it? March 1st. Yeah, so look at this. Super bearish. Everybody on YouTube says we're dead meat. It's over. But I go, well, wait a minute. February's about to end. We get a fresh month. I got my anchored VWAP on here. I'm like, all right, well, we should go up to it. And that's the first thing we did. Second day of the new month, zapped all the way up to it. And that was a fatty win, man. That was nice. Multiply that by whatever your leverage is. But then I go, once I touch that, I'm out. I took my profit. I don't care or know what's going to happen after that. The month then has to define itself. All right. And that's when you do your intraday trading, whatever your other strategies are. So now that we're putting some VWAPs on here, we have some easy points of reference for future retests and such. But we're about to start a new month here. And I have our April 1st VWAP already set up and ready. So it smells like Bitcoin should come down abruptly. And then we get Jerome Powell. He'll tell us if he's going to help us out or not. But we also have some extra confluence here that you can use another tool that's for free on here. 5 icons down. You have not anchored VWAP this time, but right below that, fixed range volume profile. Fixed range volume profile. I'm going to click on that. Now, where do you place this? We got to click on 2 points. Now, lately, I've been using November 4th, 5th. That's when we knew Trump was going to be president. It's official. Crypto market explodes. That's when this giant move happened, okay? Now, I can already eyeball and see where a lot of the volume is, but, I'm not going to expect you to do that naturally, or at least not early on. So I'm going to start my first point at the beginning of this move. And then my second point, I'll just move it all the way to where we currently are. And look at that. That's all of our volume lately. And see where the price action tends to hang out longer, you get a bigger volume stick here. And this red line that it just gave us is the point of control. That's the thickest bramble patch. That's the hardest part to break through. If you're above it, it's strong support. If you're below it, it's going to be strong resistance. So as you can see, Bitcoin, it came all the way up to it, had no problem getting up to it. But then once you got there, it's kind of a struggle. So I already opened my short. I'm front running it, but I opened my short at about 95,000 because I see the point of control, that's going to be hard to break through. Not that it's impossible, but I'm looking for shorts here. You bump your head on that. You retest the, let's get rid of these other ones for clarity. So it seems to me that we hit our head on the point of control. You have the monthly anchored VWAP below us. So it smells like a move like this. Boop. And then maybe you come back up. But this is just speculation. After this red line, I really don't know what's going to happen. It's too early to tell. You're a jerk if you say it's going up or down beyond that. But what I do know with high probability is that we retest the previous month's anchored VWAP. Now let's do this again on some other chart, okay? Doesn't have to be Bitcoin. All right, here's Solana. I'm going to go to, we're on the daily time frame. The anchored VWAP tool, right? 5 icons down, you click and hold, you click that anchored VWAP. And then you hit the magnet. You look at the chart here. Oh, we're about to start May. I got to see what April said. So April 1st, boop, I'm going to click that. Hey, look at that. Here's my pink line here. It looks like Solana is going to start with a downwards move. Fat downwards move. Right now, the target is around $126. So I would be interested in placing a short here to open May. You hit this line, I'm taking profits and leaving. Now, you could overshoot it, but I don't care at that point. I'm taking the high probability easy move to start off the month. After that, who knows what'll happen. But that's what I'm targeting first. And let's see if we can backtest that. So at the start of April, you should be referring to March. So let's go to March 1st. We'll make this one a different color. When in April did we retest the April VWAP? Did we? So April begins. By the second day, we were like right there. You see that stabby wick right there? Hang on a second. Wow. So the month begins here. We don't know what's going to happen. The normal people have no idea what's going to happen. But I do. I got that anchored VWAP on my chart. What happened within 24 hours? Bam! It went right up to it. But then, we got rejected. But then we came back again. Later in the month, April 12th, now we got some strength. We came up to it with some strength. So use these anchored VWAPs, especially at the beginning of the month. It gives you a North Star, some place to aim with a high probability. And if you like this strategy, which you should when it starts making you money, go to my little brother's channel, Flopping Groper. He made an indicator, a leapfrog indicator, that automatically populates all your charts with relevant VWAPs. He and his crew do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly VWAPs, and they just trade between them. It is a paid indicator, but it's not just the indicator. You're on his Discord. He's showing you his charts and his insights regularly. The other guys, the other people who have the indicator are generally clever people as well. So it's a good group to be a part of. If you're not already part of the Market Cipher crew, Flopping Groper's Leapfrog crew is great. Now, I just showed you the easy one, the beginning of the month. But if you want to do this stuff more often than that, you're welcome to join Flopping Groper and his group and use his indicator. I highly recommend it. But we'll do one more, okay? How about something silly? Fartcoin. Does it work on nonsense like Fartcoin? So we'll go to daily. What the hell? This chart's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to click on the anchored VWAP and the magnet. We're about to start a new month. Oh, I got to put my anchored VWAP on there. Okay, April 1st. Yeah, similar story. It looks like you should come down. Now, I don't know where this line will be, but it should be around here somewhere by the time we get to it. Within the first couple of days, first week of the month. Smells like Fartcoin's going to take a dump. But then after that, maybe it keeps going up. It could. I don't know what's going to happen after that. We'll have to play it by ear. But I'm giving you the high likelihood move at the beginning of the month. Also, if you go out there and fish and you do well, tell me in the comments. I want to hear about it. If you go out there and fish and you get fucked, come back and we'll do it again together. Have a good day.